Am I on? Yeah, okay. Like I said, real professional. No, what we're going to do is, we're here in Joplin. We got here a little while ago and we kind of drove through the city. That's not funny. We were driving through the city and we saw like the damage. I mean, we drove through a lot of the areas. Actually, you guys don't know this, but there's still like a lot more. We didn't see all of it. Marilyn was telling me there's a lot more. But I just want to get the kids' initial thoughts, just all of our initial thoughts as we drove around. So, who'd like to be first?
I don't know. I thought it was like really sad, like seeing like all like the like toys and like all like the baby stuff.
Yeah.
Like to think that like the little kids that could have died. I don't know. It's sad.
Yeah. Okay. Who else?
I couldn't believe how big it was. I mean, it's just huge. It's a huge area. You see pictures of it, and you just think like, wow, that house is destroyed. But you drive, and for all you see, I mean, I don't know how big it is, but it seemed like miles and miles. It was like someone just dropped a bomb, and it's just like destruction. And it's just, I don't know, it's surreal. And it's just hard to think like we're only here for 9 days, and it's like we can't fix it all in that amount of time, and that's just kind of hard to think about. Like we're gonna have to leave, and it's probably not gonna look that much different when we leave. That's just kind of what's hitting me right now.
I thought it was just absolutely heartbreaking just to see all the like houses and just toys everywhere. Like you don't know who's living in the houses, you don't know what their life was like before it happened, and now they have this to think about, and it could be just like even harder for them. So it's just heartbreaking to see it all happen.
I think it was crazy how we would drive down one road and this side it was like all down and houses were torn apart, and then you look on the other side of the street and they're perfectly fine. It's sad to see that, like all the little houses, and we think the floods in Bismarck, like we can fix that, we can move back in, but there's going to take months to just rebuild all of the houses. And
yeah. Absolutely. No, it is weird to think about what gets hit, and then you go a block farther with nice houses that are perfectly fine, and then you run into the foundation's been ripped up and there's absolutely nothing there, and everywhere else is perfectly fine. Really, my only first thoughts is when do I get to do something? Yeah. When do I get to help? Yeah. When do I get to get out of this car and actually start the day? So that's all I'm thinking about.
Okay.
Alright, am I going?
Sure.
Alright, so I have a few awesome ideas. Well, I guess not really ideas. The first thing that bothered me was seeing the X's on like the doors, like thinking like, well, yeah, this house has been checked, but like how many people were found dead instead of like it's been checked. Like, yeah, you don't know what they found. And then other thing was just thinking like it was your house. Like if you're coming home from like a big trip and it's like your house, it was like totally gone. And like seeing if there's an X on your door, like since like if your parents were home and I just like came home from work, like I just can't believe it.
Yeah. Chancellor or Jeremy?
I'll go.
Okay.
I just think that, like, after seeing that we actually think that we could, like, comprehend what they're going through and, like, what they're feeling inside, but, like, in reality, we probably have, like, no idea whatsoever what they're actually going through, and, like, we all feel sad and, like, we hurt for them, obviously, but I don't think anything can really compare to, like, what they're going through. And that's what's kind of hard for me, is that, like, we'll never be able to, like, totally relate to them because we don't really know what they're going through, and so it's like, hard to think about that. Like, we'll go home and we'll maybe, like, talk about it sometimes, or, like, think about it once in a while, but, like, eventually we'll just kind of like get over it and just sort of like forget it, really, and like these people are never gonna be able to do that, and they're never gonna be able to. They said it'd take like 10 plus years to even get it back to like where it was kind of starting to get, and so I think that like we just don't really comprehend how bad it really is.
Yeah. Jeremy? What'd you think when you saw, like, when we saw all the, like, piles of stuff? You know, we talked about, like, the toys and everything. Was it just kind of crazy to think about, huh?
I can't really describe it.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, even... I'll talk now. Everybody can look at me, I'll talk now. I mean, really, it was. You were almost just speechless. I mean, honestly, Jeremy, that was about the best way to sum it up, because it's just, you know, you're driving around and you're seeing... You know, we've seen pictures. You know, Pastor Sam brought back the pictures. We saw those at our parent meeting. We saw those in church on Sunday morning. But, like, to be in the middle of it, and I think, Jess, you said, like, we didn't realize how big it was. You know, you saw the pictures, like, we saw the Burger King, we saw that church that was destroyed, you know, some of the things we recognized from the pictures, but now you're in the middle of it, and you realize, like, this is a giant section of a city that's just gone, and it's not just a city, but this is people's homes, you know, and you just don't even know what to, you know, what to do with it. So we're going to go out tomorrow. We're going to pray tonight. And we're posting this for, you know, all you back home to kind of follow us. Tomorrow we're not exactly sure. We know we're going to be working in the distribution center here. And we're probably going to be connecting with a guy to help clean up some rubble. I was just talking to my Aunt Marilyn about that. And we're going to get out and do some things tomorrow. Because that was really kind of Taylor's thought. It was all of our thought as we were driving. I heard several of you say, you know, why are we driving? Let's get out and do something. You know, like you know, there's all this work that needs to be done, and we're still sitting here in a car. So that's what we're gonna do tomorrow. So pray for us, pray with us, and you know, we'll just do what we can while we're here. Thanks.